Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Drams. Tonight, we are imbibing some cocktails and planning some shenanigans. So, first off, let's begin. Let's go around the table. I kind of let you guys know last minute that I was planning on making a whiskey sour, and then Adriana kind of jumped on board and decided to make something too. So, did you land on a whiskey sour?
I ended up also going with a whiskey sour because that's actually like how I got into whiskey. I started out with whiskey sours. That was my favorite cocktail. And then I was trying to lose weight. So I was like, well, if I ditch the calories and go to straight whiskey, it's good logic.
It's healthier for you.
Yeah.
Whiskey sours are healthy. I'll keep that in mind.
With lemon juice, egg,
lemon juice, you get your protein, you get your vitamin A, vitamin C. It's so good.
It's like 3 or 4 food groups.
Yeah. So when you guys do whiskey sours, do you do it with the egg, or you do the Boston whiskey sour, I think is what it's called when it has the egg in it?
To me, it's the only way. It needs to have the egg white. Egg white, to be clear to people in the chat who might not realize.
Yeah, no, you don't just crack
egg white,
an egg.
Not like a whole egg. That would be gross.
Just scramble it in the shaker. Yeah.
It gives it that foam. It gives it the the whole egg.
I'm wondering now how would that be?
I don't know. I did the Rocky Balboa one time just for fun, and it was unpleasant to say the least.
I used to do that all the time back when I was boxing. Yeah. So,
you know what the difference between men and women is? Is that to y'all that is doing the Rocky Balboa. To me, that is doing the Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
No, that's
eating whole eggs.
So he can grow big and strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a Gaston thing.
And now he's roughly the size of a barn.
Yes. Exactly.
So, what did you end up pouring, Clifton?
Well, I grabbed my Knob Creeks earlier because I was going to go from this to the toasted kind of halfway through.
Ooh, nice.
But then I
was
going to go whiskey sours. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it too. So, of course, I went with a egg white.
Ooh, no. I totally saw that coming. All right, let me just timestamp that. That's a short. All right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I did use an egg white, which hopefully does not destroy my keyboard. We'll find out by the end of the night.
Hopefully not.
But no, so I'm like half and half. So I usually, when I'm trying to be fancy, I'll do an egg white. But usually I'm lazy and I just do the basic. But I do think
But you do it in a proper coupe glass.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I was trying to show it off a bit. Obviously, that didn't work. But,
you showed it well.
I do it in my favorite spot glass because I always make a double.
I do it in a Whiskey Dictionary branded
not latte art, but the equivalent in a
with the Angostura bitters.
Yeah, but I obviously cannot show that very well. That's why I'm drinking.
Nice.
Whoops.
How about you, Ed? What are you pouring tonight?
Well, I am the only one without a whiskey sour. Apparently, I just whipped something up off the top of my head. This was a Berliner Weiss with barrel-aged gin with a little creme de cassis and then lemon juice on top, and then I threw a strawberry in there because I'm a fancy bitch.
Nice.
I don't know what to call it, but it tastes pretty dang good.
There you go.
Okay. What was the first thing you said?
That was a Berliner Weiss. It was a boysenberry Berliner Weiss. It's very fruity.
Is that a beer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was very lost.
Yeah. You know what I had? So yesterday, I went out to brunch for Father's Day, and it was what'd they call it? It was like a beer mosa. It was like a what do you call it? Blue Moon, and then they put orange juice and champagne or something in it. It was very weird, but it tasted fine. Honestly, what it looked like, actually, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't champagne. It was Blue Moon, orange juice, and grenadine. So it kind of looked like a really tall tequila sunrise as far as what it physically looked like. And it was pretty tasty, actually.
I don't know about those beers. I kind of like them, but I'm also kind of disgusted by myself for liking them at the same time.
The shame.
I do like a beer margarita. So it's like you basically have a beer and then you put a margarita on top of it. I've had it some resorts and it's delicious.
Is that like when you put the beer upside down into the margarita? Is that what you're talking about?
That's what I've had. Yeah.
Like a Corona. Those
Corona
are also good. There are some places that they put the margarita, they blend it and put it on top of a beer and it kind of slowly mingles with it. Both are really good.
Okay.
I'd try them. I'd try either one. If you need to go clean your keyboard, Clifton, I'm not going to judge you.
I'm working on it. Trying to do it off camera.
So, not. I mean, sticky keys are no comment.
Sticky.
So
That's what I'm a little worried about. But I don't have anything to necessarily clean it. It's safe. So I'm just using a paper towel. We'll see how that goes.
just
maybe whiskey.
Yeah.
Of course.
You need more whiskey in there to chase the whiskey out. It's like putting a cat in the wall. You got to
be fast strength though. It's got to be over 120 proof. Make it sanitary.
Yeah, exactly.
So Jason ran away. I suspect he's brewing up a cocktail. So in the chat, what is Pipe Dream? I'm unfamiliar with that.
It's Redwood Empire.
Okay, that would be why. I haven't done them yet.
Yeah, so they have some cast strength releases that are really, really good. They also have the standard ones that are lower proof, but it's basically the same mash bill. They're doing mostly sourcing, if I believe correctly, but they're also starting to distill their own stuff. I don't know if entirely which one is which, but they do some really great work. I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah, I've never heard anything bad about Redwood Empire. Like, everybody seems to like them. I just haven't picked them up yet. So. Am
I crazy, or were they doing like blending kind of high West style, like blending other people's stuff with their own distillate, or is that somebody else?
I think it was like a slow transition process. They may even be more of their own stuff now. I just know originally the standard on the shelf releases are typically blended, but I think the cast strengths might be their own stuff if I remember correctly.
Cool.
Sure.
Nice.
So we might jump back to Jason in a minute here. Did Bill try to kill Jason yet? Nope, not yet.
Already killed him.
Give me time. So Jason needed a minute, but he'll be right back. So why don't we actually a couple of quick things. So some of you guys, if anybody's watching this and you're kind of newer to the channel, you may have come in through some of the Chat GPT videos I've been doing. So I've got a ton of those in the works. Literally, I think I have 8 of them lined up with concepts. But if anybody here is interested in anything in particular for like kind of a how-to guide, then let me know, because I've been using that tool for a very long time, and I've gotten very good with it. So I'm very excited to kind of show off what it is. It's definitely that halfway point between like my tech side and the nerdy side, and trying to meld the two together to make both better. So yeah, aside from that, go ahead. Yep.
I just think it's more like the ultimate in nerdiness, like a blend of two types of nerdiness.
Absolutely. What I love is it's not just like an easy button. You do have to, if you just say like, make me a thing, it's going to be lame. You got to like prompt it properly. And it takes some time to learn. A couple of other quick things. So something for people to know, I opened up the free trial for the $5 tier on the Patreon. So it gives you a 7-day free trial, so you can kind of see what the all of this like behind the scenes stuff that we do is all about. And if you're interested in that, then hang around for it. If not, then at least somebody will see all this extra stuff that we do. And Ed did a thing a while back on Hobblehaven, which is pretty thorough actually. And some of those pieces have found their way into the game actually, so it's been pretty cool. But yeah, so check out the Patreon. And Paul Souza was actually the somebody who signed up for a free trial, and I think his free trial expires tomorrow, so we'll see if he hangs around or not. But he better. Yay, Paul Souza.
Okay. Welcome, Paul.
But Clifton, do you want to run down the list real quick, and then we'll go into the recap?
If not, I do not have that pulled up in front of me. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted.
I sent you off on a mission to go to blend a thing, and then you spilled your drink. It's okay. Yeah. So Mike, Steve, Tony Two Toes, which is really fun to say, EJ, James Taylor, David, Martin Lewis, Scott MC, and Paul Souza. So thank you guys all for being patrons and helping us do what we do. And yeah, awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the recap, unless you guys have anything else that you'd like to add. Anything that you want to get out there before we start?
No, let's get into it. Yeah, cool. Heist to plan.
So, when last we saw Snortimer's soldiers, Alessio was launched out of the Glimmer Gearworks in order to test out the Bounce and Live Longer system, an inflatable ball that can cushion a fall from a large height. After landing, a dwarf with a blue beard named Magnus Stormrider, the captain of the skyship The Jewel in the Mountain's Crown, helped Alessio out of the balls and offered passage to Erngor's Kazord, the dwarven capital to the north. The skyship will be leaving tomorrow afternoon with you or without you on it. Alessio explored the pit, a giant strip mine in the center of the city, and discovered a blocked-off tunnel called the Shadow Crawl Passage, a long closed-off tunnel that denizens of the Underdark once escaped from and killed many members of the city. Alessio rejoined the group, and they all headed to the Golden Market, where they met Durin Silverbeard, a merchant who owns the Mystical Gems Emporium. After some discussion and taking some time to look at his magical jewelry, the group accepted a job to retrieve some sunstone from the Sunstone Cavern. Durin gave them a slip of paper allowing them entrance to the Sunstone Cavern to retrieve a shipment for him. However, that shipment is fairly small, only about 4 pounds of sunstone. I believe that was something that was mentioned, but just to clarify. After leaving the Golden Market, the group were confronted by the Obsidian Blades, who were looking for repayment for the gold that Knobolas stole. But after a little discussion, the group came to another agreement. They'd help the Obsidian Blades steal 45 pounds of sunstone in return for forgiveness and some additional money, somewhere in the range of 1,000 gold. So, we return to the group here at the Shadow's Den, which is the Obsidian Blades hideout. So at the moment, TaLin Creek is a bit further north in Erngor-Zuek, up at the Spinning Spores, and she is doing her own little thing. But based off the way time works out or so, you'll rejoin the group in just a few minutes. So, okay. So before I kind of get going, what do you guys like to do?
Well, I would like to ask my good friend Knobolas, what the fuck?
What do you mean? What do you possibly mean?
What did you do? Why are we here?
Listen, I didn't like that guy pulled one over on us, and I may or may not have tried to get my gold back from him, and it worked. It worked very well, but somehow he found out later that I did take that measly 25 gold back from him, so now he wants me dead. So that's why we're here.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's get this over with.
but this quest sounds pretty like beneficial, right? Like we wanted to see like that was what, like 1,000 gold?
Yes. Yep. I suppose gold is some cold comfort.
Look, it wasn't my fault. He was in the alley. I didn't know what to do. I panicked, so I threatened.
You panicked, and your hand slipped into his pocket. That's how that works.
Everyone does.
Classic.
Well, I guess we'll have to just go on in there. And
I mean, we don't have to. This is like a side quest, right? Like we could just.
Are they going to murder you if we don't?
It's 25 gold. There's no way they're that upset.
Well, they're either going to murder you or they're going to sleep with TaLin, and I don't like either option.
Thank you.
So when last they spoke to you, actually, they had upped it to 50 gold for the inconvenience fee.
True. But I did only steal 25, just to be clear.
All right. So you guys are, you're walking, talking, whatever, and you arrive at the Shadow's Den. And they had shown you on the kind of on your map or in the rough area where they were located, and they said that they would wait for you to show up. So, Agnomeio, it looks like you are the one who is eagerly at the door. What would you like to do?
Resignedly at the door.
Is Knobolas still injured from us kicking him? And
Oh yeah, very.
Yep.
Well,
so TaLin, just to make things a little bit more interesting, I'll say at this point you come charging in on top of Booker, riding about as fast as his 4 legs will take you, and and
he has his top hat on.
And yes, of course, Booker has his top hat on, and you guys come running up, and you're looking pretty haggard. However, haggard in that bloodied. However, you are wearing some new armor. You actually have on you right now, you have some studded leather armor that you did not have before. It's brand new, and it's got if there's any way that you'd like to customize it or kind of tell people what color it is, anything about it that you'd like.
It is blue and green.
Blue and green.
Like a forest green. Yeah.
Oh.
Also, by the end of my solo adventure, I was quite tipsy, so a lot of the handwriting is pretty rough.
That's okay. If you need a clarification, just ask. That's okay.
Were we not supposed to watch that, right, Bill?
Correct.
Okay, because I really wanted to, but I was like, I think Bill would not approve of us watching this.
We still haven't got to watch Knobolas.
I think probably by the end of next episode, you guys will be able to watch both of the interludes.
Okay, yeah, because you want to watch mine too.
So for those of you in the audience that did watch TaLin's interlude or Knobolas's interlude, do me a favor and just don't say anything in the chat. So TaLin, as I mentioned, you're looking still pretty bloodied. You've got some your armor no longer has any sort of stab wounds or anything, but you're definitely hurt and you've got some bandages going on.
That's a plus. I'm looking through my inventory for that.
For what?
Did I already take that potion? That health potion?
You did, actually.
I think I did, right?
You sure did.
During my fight. Yeah.
Can we ask her, like, what happened to you? Because she obviously looks bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty rough, y'all.
Aren't you just picking up your dog from the vet? Like, what did I miss?
I'm just saying, like...
Tell me you did not steal that armor.
No. Okay. Some of us do things the honest way. But I'm just saying, don't mess with shrooms. Like, they'll fuck you up.
I've never done that.
Shrooms will give you a crazy night.
Okay, well, enough questioning. Let's go in.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we walking into an inn?
We're walking into the Obsidian Blades hideout, I believe, right?
Do you think they sell health potions?
We don't know what sort of building this is, do we? Other than that it's their hideout?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, it looks like every other home in the area. It's actually nondescript, probably on purpose. So the door is locked at the moment.
Did they give us a code or anything?
I guess I should probably lead the way, right?
Yeah, you're the one who got us into this, so get us into this.
Knock on the door.
All right, you knock on the door. All right, so you knock on the door. I don't want to knock because my dog is laying right next to me and he will flip. So knock, knock, knock. And a moment later, you hear the door kind of unlock, and the gambler who you've dealt with a few times, Bronder Stonefist, comes and answers the door, and he says, about time you got here. Come on in. Come on in.
So good to see you again, my friend.
Friend's a little presumpsuous, but we'll get there. Acquaintance is okay.
I wish I had my charm. I used to have a charm ability. I don't have that anymore.
So
you lost your charm ability?
I traded it for something even more awful.
That's all right. You can switch out your spells every time you level up, Knobolas. Specifically for Warlock, everybody's different. Anyway, so as you walk in, he kind of shows you off to the left. He kind of points over. He says, "There's the kitchen. Over here is where everybody sleeps. And if you would be so kind as to close the door behind you, I'll show you, a little bit more."
We all come along with him.
Yep.
BT Debs.
Oh, Alessio. Cool. Yeah, okay, there we go.
All right, cool. So you guys all walk in, and you see Bronder. He walks up towards this. There's like a little table at the end of the main foyer that he's in, and it's. If you didn't know better, it looks really suspicious because it's just like the end of a hallway with a table there. And your instincts are correct. He moves this little plant that's on the table aside. He pushes a little button, and you see a trap door kind of open. Now, being a dwarf, it's not a problem. He kind of just walks right through. However, the rest of you, given your heights, actually pretty much just Knobolas and Alessio, need to duck. The rest of you guys could.
We're fine.
Yeah.
The rest
I hop off of Booker and walk right there.
Walks on in there.
Yeah. So the rest of you can kind of just walk right in. And
they should do some dexterity stuff, I imagine, or something.
Oh, no, it's
special?
Fine. You're not under attack or anything like that, so it's not a problem. I'm not sure why you're whatever. All right. So, it's because you're moving. Hit enter for me. Horse. There you go. All right.
Could be his keyboard.
That's really weird. Anyway, so you guys find yourself in this back room, And in this back room, it's quite a bit different than the front. On the left, there's this huge table with all these books and papers and gemstones and a huge map right in the middle of the table. There's various weaponry. There's a grappling hook. There's stuff on this table. Very clearly, little suspicious stuff. Over to the right, there is what looks like a training area, and there's a number of chests kind of in the room. There's some target dummies. There's some targets with some crossbow bolts in them, and there's a large, I guess you'd call it like a star-shaped circle in the middle, and you see two members of the Obsidian Blades on the. Sorry, my interface is screwing up here. You see two members of these Obsidian Blades on the star, and they're sparring with each other. One of these is somebody that you've talked with before, TaLin Lyra, and the other one is Gundrick. And the two of them are sparring together just with their fists and with daggers, and they're kind of going blow for blow, and every now and then one of them will kind of get the upper hand on the other, and they'll stop and retreat. So this is just a pretty good training area.
Yeah.
All right. So Brondor says, all right, well, let's go ahead and get down to business. And first off, he looks at you, TaLin. He says, are you doing okay? You're looking a little rough.
I'm feeling very rough. I had a bad run-in with some shrooms, and it didn't go well for me.
Okay. I mean, do you want some?
Same reaction we had.
Do you need some coffee?
Yeah.
Do you need some sleep? What's? All right, just don't bleed on my floor. Don't. It's fine.
She was out at Burning Tours all night.
You got any bandages or anybody here who could do a healing thing and it wouldn't cost them anything?
Nobody, not really. Not what you. It looks like you just need a good sleep, or maybe something else, maybe a healer. None of us can really do any of that here.
I'll take a nap after a good long sleep after we figures this whole plan out.
Yeah. Actually, I would say that as you guys are kind of doing this plan,
beat me up.
once we're done this plan, you guys could all effectively take a short rest. But let's go ahead and start talking. So. I'm trying to remember how I pronounced her name. I think it's Eileen. Eileen Forgeheart. She is one of the female dwarves that was with the group. She is kind of poring over this map that's on the table, and Brogan is right next to her, and he's kind of jotting some things down with a black crayon, and or I guess pastel. I'm not sure what you'd call it, like chalk. You know, it's a piece of charcoal. When I said crayon, it makes him sound like juvenile, and that's not what I was going for. It's more just like he's drawing on.
Was it sunshine yellow or desert rose? What color crayon is this? Good point.
So Eileen is looking over this map, and she says, guys, I'm so glad that you're here. All right, let's go ahead and go over this plan here. So we need to steal some sunstone, and we've got to get it out of the Sunstone Cavern, and that's what we need you for. So we'll give you the knowledge that we have. We've got a little bit of time. I would suggest maybe going out on the town, looking around, seeing if you can gather some more information that will help you to be able to infiltrate and get out safely. Unless, of course, you just fight your whole way out. But let me show you what we got. So she picks up this piece of paper off the table. It's not the map. It's the paper that Brogan has been working on. And let me show this to you guys.
Alessio's back.
Yay! Hey, Jason. All right. So hopefully you've somewhat been able to hear. So this is what you see. And let me make sure I can change this so that the group here.
I love the idea that this is like what this like group of thieves is. Sunstone Heist.
This is the master plan.
All right, let's
like
do a viewable
3D lettering.
I think this will help. I'm trying to make sure I can show this to you guys properly. Hopefully you can see it on your screens.
Jason, you're muted, by the way, if you're trying to talk to us.
All right, let's do show image. Boom. Cool. Okay. I'm mostly making sure that the chat can see it. I can give you guys a copy of this, but I want to make sure the chat can see it. All right. So there is a piece of paper in front of you, And Brogan has been drawing on it, and much to Island's chagrin. And she says, thanks a lot for screwing up my map here, just writing a whole bunch of nonsense. But let me show you what we've been able to figure out so far. So within the Sunstone Cavern, you've got an entrance here that's guarded by a couple of Ironheart guards. Jason, why don't you tell us what you ended up making, if you ended up making something?
I did. A while back, I was at Maker's Mark, and I had a orange marmalade old fashioned.
An orange marmalade old fashioned. That sounds really good.
I don't even I remember the ingredients, but I don't remember really the proportions.
Okay.
So I do remember it's instead of simple syrup, you use maple syrup.
Yep.
And it's a very fall style drink. So you use maple syrup. You muddle an orange, one orange slice in there to kind of get that orange juice in there. Then you do bourbon. Then you do orange bitters. Then you do a little dash of cinnamon in there, and then you shake it. Then you shake that up and you pour it in. And I gotta say, for just kind of throwing this together, it's pretty delicious.
That sounds pretty good.
That sounds so good.
Ooh,
great, yeah.
I love the big ice cubes. There's something I don't even care about the physics.
Really
I just think they look cool.
It actually melted, but it's actually a stormtrooper helmet ice cube.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. I've seen the Death Star ones. I hadn't seen that one. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. All right, guys. So I figured
that little
sorry.
dash of cinnamon makes it. It makes it
that sounds so good.
I'm gonna have
drinking
to
an apple pie. It's so good.
I'm gonna re-listen to this later and make what you just said.
Okay,
I think I have all the ingredients
right now.
All right, so I've thrown the thing up on the screen, and to those of you listening on, say, the podcast or whatever, I'll do my best to describe it. So, Island picks up this sheet from Brogan and is looking at it, and she's kind of showing it to all of you, and she's pointing into the bottom. She says, "Okay, the beginning of the entrance, it's there's 2 Ironheart guards that are guarding it. They switch out every now and then, and so you're gonna have to deal with them. One way or another, you'll have to talk to them and convince them to let you in. Hopefully, you guys have some way of doing that. Otherwise, you'll have to come up with something." Once you enter the entrance, our details here are going to start getting vague the further into the cavern that you get, because we've only really ever been up to the second and third sections. But once you go through the entrance, it's a cave. You're going to see a whole bunch of sunstone around you. It's all very vibrant and lit up. It shouldn't be a problem. But then you're going to get to this big round room, which has a whole model of Erngor Zuek inside of it. And the Platinum Weave has actually helped to enchant this thing, so it shows the location of everybody in the city, all within this model. And you can watch people walking around, and there's a key to this that at the moment, we don't know the answer to how to get past this room. But there is a big door to the north that leads further into the Sunstone Caverns, and there's a door to the right, which is where the Sunstone is hidden. Not hidden, stored. And there's going to be a number of crates in there that all hold the Sunstone, and this is going to be our target. However, this seems too easy to me. And although we haven't been in there, I can't imagine that's going to be all you have to do is walk in and take it. So, you'll have to think on your feet a bit, or learn some more information. The rest of what we know, we can go over as we go, but basically there's a couple of rooms that help to guard the Chalice of Kings, which you can find at the end of the cavern here. There's a couple of other rooms. There's one that's entirely dark, using some sort of magic. I'm not sure how to get through there. I imagine you don't want to just go feeling around, but maybe. And she looks over at Brogan. She wrote, "Did you really write probably fine on the room that we don't know what's in there?" That's
what's caught my eye this whole time. I'm like, what do you mean probably fine?
Needless to say, I doubt it's probably fine. So I would do your best to find out what's in there if you decide to go deeper. But here's the thing. We can try to get you into the Sunstone Caverns. We can't guarantee how long you'll be able to stay in there without being found. If you decide to go deeper, just make sure you bring us out our Sunstone. Otherwise, this whole thing will be for nothing, and we don't need you getting caught with that, because it might come back on us.
So Sunstone is in the room that's before the probably fine room.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
actually next to the room with the big city model.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I see.
so remind
Gotcha.
me real quick. The goal is to get the Sunstone.
Yes,
For them.
we need
For
you.
them.
We need you to get about 45 pounds of sunstone. If you bring us more, we will pay you for more. We can use as much as you can gather.
Golden Chalice of Kings.
Yeah, what does that do?
Was that the other request from?
Is there like lore about this thing?
The Chalice of Kings. That is an artifact that is used mainly by the head of the Goldbeard clan. It's more of a showpiece than anything. A while back, they found this sunstone that was perfectly shaped. I say perfectly, it's jagged, but it's shaped like a cup. And of course, the Goldbeards took it for themselves, and they'll bring it to any of these events that we have in Erngorzuk. So they'll frequently take it out of here. So I suspect it's attainable, but you probably have to know how to get to it.
Does it do anything?
I'm not sure. I've never held it.
Okay.
It looks really,
I just
really
want to
bright.
get to your sunstone and be done with you.
So
No offense, but
I'm
you all
curious
creep me
what
out.
the House of Kings
don't-
are like.
So we
I don't
don't
wanna try to-
know. So we don't
Go
know
ahead.
for sure if at the time that when we enter that cavern, if the Chalice of Kings will actually be there. Is that what you're saying?
I would say that would be
So we
something
could-
to try to figure out. At the moment, there's no events going on in Erngorzuk that would make sense, but that doesn't mean that it's there. At any point, the head of the Goldbeards could take it. Ragnar could use it any time if he wants to. It's his as far as I'm concerned.
Could you tell us more about Ragnar Goldbeard?
Ragnar is he's the head of the Goldbeard clan. He's married to sorry, hold on. I have her name somewhere. He's married. He often will kind of oversee the Sunstone Cavern to make sure everything is going well. He's definitely gotten quite wealthy off the sale of Sunstone. But Erngorzuk, we tend to all work together. That in the city prospers when we all prosper. So although the Goldbeards are pretty exclusively the ones to mine the Sunstone, that's more out of ability and experience. And you'll notice that Ironhearts are the ones guarding the gate. So they still all work together.
So we're basically lifting a bunch of their most precious resource from their communal mine. Basically.
Bingo.
That's
All
what we're
right.
doing.
I feel great
And-
about this.
And if we want, we could go get a magic cup, the goblet of fire, if you will.
So if or I forget his name, Ragnar.
Ragnar.
That's where we are.
Ragnar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
If Ragnar, so you said he's typically in these mines. Is there any way, like, where is he normally if he's not in the mines? Like, is he normally in town or?
I'd say he's typically in his home, or sometimes he'll oversee the golden market. He likes to frequent there. The guy's got more money than he knows what to do with, so a lot of times he'll go and just spend.
All the more reason to meet him then.
All right. So besides the map that we're looking at here, which is just a Picasso of a drawing. I love this.
So useful.
Do you know of any other secret passages? Are there any other ways to get diverted within the cave that you may or may not know about?
I believe that somewhere within the area that, and she looks again at Brogan, she's like, that somebody wrote darkness on. I believe there's some sort of a path here. It's hard to know because you can't see anything. But I believe there's at least two, as you can see in the drawing, I believe there's at least two different ways to go in here, and possibly one of them is an escape route. It's hard to know. I would hate to not know and expect that it's an escape route and get trapped.
Yeah, and I love that there's a little drawing of the boogeyman from The Nightmare Before Christmas up the top.
So that is a little drawing of a what looks kind of like a specter, and it just says shadow.
Yeah.
Question mark.
Not the Santa Claus. Put them in the box.
Lock him up for Lock him up for 50 years, then see.
Something like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So.
So they say we've pulled off some stuff in this town. We've been able to secure some smaller sunstones, and they Island points at the table here, and you see there's these 5 little sunstones on the table, and it's more to give you an idea of what they look like. They're about fist-sized, the ones that they have here, but within them are just so many facets, and they seem to be glowing with some sort of magical essence, so much so that they're basically like another torch sitting on this table. They're very, very bright.
So TaLin is kind of, been wandering around the table after looking at that weird map, and is picking up the books and flipping through them. Anything catchy about their titles or anything?
Well, so there's 3 different books there. What are you give me an idea of what you're kind of looking for.
More just like I saw books and wanted to know what they were about.
That's fair. So 2 of them have to do, one of them has to do with, I shouldn't be chewing ice cubes while I'm talking. Okay, shouldn't be chewing ice cubes at all. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I was literally yelling at my daughter about that today. I'm not a good example. All right, so one of the books says dagger. It's an instruction manual on more finesse style movements that you can make with your daggers, and it's like not Dagger 101, but it'd be more like advanced dagger fighting would be a good title for that. I will say that all 3 of these books, the titles are in Dwarven, which I do believe that you can read.
I can read that, yeah.
Yeah. So it says something to the effect of advanced Dwarven fighting. The second one is actually a book that you have seen before, and it says what was it called? The Veiled Underdark. It's the same book that you had seen previously.
Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah.
With the violet fungus. Yeah.
Yes. I am forgetting the name of the book at the moment, so it's the one that you saw previously.
Gotcha.
And then the third book is actually more notes. And you see there are some notes about a few different locations within Erngorzuk that the Obsidian Blades have contacts. And there's 9 of them roughly that strike that from walking around. Okay, so let's do this. So basically what we're going to do here is there are 9 different locations, and there are 4 of you. You will have time, each one of you, to pick a location and gather some information. If 2 of you or more decide to go to a single location, any rolls that you have, you can both, or however many people go, can make the same roll. So you could essentially give yourself advantage if you bring 2 people with you. That's the idea.
Gotcha.
Or you could gather potentially more information, but have a higher risk of failure.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So here are the 9 locations. So the Silverspire Tavern is basically just it's a tavern. People gather there. You're hoping that if you were to go there, you could talk to the barkeep. That's their contact. And see if there is any rumors about hidden entrances or weaknesses in the cavern's defenses. The Dwarven Archives is a repository of historical and arcane knowledge, which you might be able to uncover some maps or blueprints of the Sunstone Cavern, revealing secret passages or trap locations. The Gilded Gems Jewelry Shop, which you've already been to, and the owner there, Durin Silverbeard, he might be able to provide some additional information about the Sunstone Cavern's security measures or potential presence of valuable artifacts. So if you were to go back to him and talk to him as if you were representing the Obsidian Blades, you might get some different results. The Mystical Archive. So scholars and magic users can offer insights into the magical wards protecting the Sunstone Cavern or the rituals needed to bypass them. However, keep in mind that any of these people, if they are not... You will have a contact at any one of these locations, but what you ask needs to be appropriate, or you're going to have to start like kind of rolling a little bit harder DCs for it, if that makes it. Like if you ask too many questions or too hard a questions or too specific a questions that could point back on them, it might not go as well. All right. I will basically throw this whole thing in the backstage. That way you guys can look it over while we're talking. But let me read this off for the rest of you who are listening. So the Ironheart clan barracks, which is contained with, there's veteran soldiers who may share their knowledge of the guard rotations, alarm systems, or weaknesses in the cavern's defenses. The Spinning Spores Mushroom Farm, which obviously you've just been to.
Not fucking with that place again.
Mushroom farmers could provide information on hidden pathways or ventilation systems within the cavern. The Shimmering Anvil Smithy. Master blacksmiths may have crafted tools or weapons specifically designed for breaching the Sunstone Cavern security. So in this case, you might be able to get somebody, if you have an idea for something that you might need to infiltrate this location, you could ask for it and potentially have it made. The Golden Market. Informants and smugglers can provide details about the Sunstone Cavern's illicit activities or secret entrances used by criminal organizations. So that would be a little tougher because you'll have to kind of go around the market and be like, hey, who wants to talk to me? But you might be able to do it. And then the last item is basically a, recon mission of going to the Sunstone Cavern and seeing what you see. That one does not have any sort of contact. It's more, what can you find out?
Well, we do have that letter.
We could use that as a, Yeah,
that could get us in either for the scouting mission, or we could try to work that into our plan.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what we think is more necessary. I kind of think maybe we should use that for the scouting. That way we get an idea of what's going on in there. And then we just grab the gold. If we take a look around, we take that back to the jewelerman, and then that way we can.
Plus, that's a chance to talk with him because he's one of the contacts.
There you go.
Can I huddle with the group, like just our group, for a moment?
Absolutely.
So, not sure if this affects our decision, but I might have some tea on the leader of the Goldbeards, and if there's any place that you think we could either encounter him or have some kind of influence on that, I advise we do that just in case that's to our advantage.
Okay.
So,
like blackmail him?
I wouldn't say blackmail, but like
I think you are saying blackmail.
Right? It sounds like blackmail.
Say it.
Light leveraging.
Light leveraging, yes. So just if it influences any of our decisions of what we do to get in.
All right.
Okay, so all right. Well, first things first. Do you want to use the letter to go scout, or you want to use the letter for the main mission?
I think we use it to scout. That way somebody can go in, take a look around, grab the gold, come back out without arousing suspicion.
Boom.
I got that crazy new hood. I got that crazy new hood. I can go in there and scout the shit out of that place.
All right, that works too.
But if we use it to scout, then how do we get back in? Like when we actually need to get back in?
Well, are we going to try to go through the front door when we go back in?
I mean, we have a hall pass to get into the front door, but it's like...
I guess so, yeah.
Do we want to waste that while we're scouting? I mean, it's up to y'all. I feel like we should probably save that to where we know what we're about to do. Maybe we should gather some intel before we do that.
Okay, I dig it.
Okay.
Other question.
I kind of want to go to the smithy myself. Because what's going on?
All right, so you're gonna go with the smithy.
Oh, for possible weapon.
Yeah, I was thinking of going to the where did I just see here that I wanted to go to? The Silverspire Tavern, to see if I could find any hidden entrances or weaknesses.
Okay.
Knobolas, do you want to go flirt with the guards at the barracks?
I mean, wait, what is
I
that?
have that DVD.
Where's that? The iron part.
Boner jam.
Bonded barracks.
They do ride bears. I mean,
Hey,
Count me in. Sure, I'll do that.
Let me
Barracks
guess.
bear
Let me
riding.
guess. TaLin's gonna go to the Dwarven Archives.
dude. That's absolutely what I was gonna say.
Wait, so okay, you're going to the archives. You're going to see the guards. I'm going to the smithy. Alessio, you're going to the tower, the spire.
The Silver Spire, so I could see if there's any secret
Silverspire
entrances or weaknesses. Yep.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
the only other
gotcha.
one was the gold market was like a thieves market, right?
So the gold market is more everything that's created by the Goldbeards. So a lot of jewelry, a lot of like finery, crafting, like figurines, things like that. There's definitely some underhanded stuff that goes on there, and you would have kind of picked up on that vibe. But
Sounds like my people.
yeah, completely what you guys want to do.
No, I could go there. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
thinking you probably have the best chance with thievery types. than we would.
I don't know what I'm looking for or asking them, but I guess just whatever information they have about the Sunstone Cavern.
Maybe
Anything
there's-
on these bits of paper on the table, or was that what was on the bits? Of paper?
The bits of paper, there's like little schematics for grappling hooks and like nothing
okay.
terribly important.
Okay, just checking.
You should always check.
All right, so do we have our locations?
I think so.
Okay, so let me confirm.
I wasn't planning to go into the barracks, but now you got me excited. So hell yeah. Good.
Oh, boy.
So Agnomeio is going to go to the smithy. Alessio is going to the Silverspire Tavern, or are you going to go to the Golden Market?
Oh yeah, I don't know now.
We could also go together to something to basically get advantage. Don't forget that is
There's also an option.
an option.
We could always stop at the Silver Spire if we need to find see if we get any info. But yeah, I'll start in the market. I'll start in the market with my fellow thieves and see what I can find out.
Got it. Okay, so decide amongst yourselves who would like to be first on the chopping block. Who would like to?
Oh my god!
I think I have several drinks first.
I was just gonna say I want to watch Knobolas go.
Second or third.
On that note, he's got to pour some more.
TaLin, did you get this yet?
Oh,
Hardin's Creek.
No, not a chance in hell I've gotten that yet. Have you opened it?
No, I have not. I've not even taken a sip yet. I'm about to review this when we're done tonight.
Ooh, nice.
oh, I'm so
Oh,
curious.
shit.
I've been
I'm
waiting.
so
I've been
curious.
eyeing that bottle.
Well, see how it is.
I've been in a.
Oaks there.
I'll give you. I always like to get the neck pour out, so I'll give you an early review a little bit. Let me
There you go.
have it
There
sit
you
open a little bit.
Yeah, take a little
smart.
sippy poo. All right, so who's going first? Not
Oh,
Knobolas.
there's no
Not
volunteers.
Alessio.
Come on, Ed. Come on, Ed.
Agnomeio. First through the breach.
Everybody always wants Agnomeio to go first. All right, so Agnomeio. All right, so you are going over to the smithy. Give me just a moment to bring up my my notes here, because there's like 1,000 places you guys all could have gone. So it's,
We could have made it easy on him and just gone to the same place, right?
I swear to God, like I don't ever want to run a city again. but it's also like the best thing to run as a DM is just a linear dungeon. but
I'm sure.
cities are a whole different kind of pain. All right, so you are going over to the the smithy, which is called the Shimmering Anvil Smithy.
So
Okay.
this notebook with the notes, it had a name of like the contact for the obsidian blades.
Yes,
in it, like that we should go to and talk to there.
basically it's like a ledger that they keep of their contacts around the city and who are they have like these little stars next to them. Basically is like if it's like a 5-star, like you can trust that person almost implicitly. If it's like a 1-star, it's like maybe you have some like dirt on
It's
them.
like their own personal like Yelp.
Yeah, it's like a black book. Honestly, it's yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the idea.
I don't know.
No, they've got contacts
Do
around the
black
city,
books have
and
stars?
they're weaving their webs. All right.
I just like the idea of like ratings of like trustworthiness, 1 out of 5 stars. Like, usefulness, 1 out of 5 stars.
Part of me is tempted to go just me and Ed so that Adriana can't jump in here. So
I will shut up.
So, all right, let's do that. Although we'll all be able to hear you in the back room, but except for the audience. So, Ed, hi. So, Agnomeio. So you roll up to the Shimmering Anvil, and it's I can't talk. Man, I swear these whiskey sours like hit me harder than a regular just night drinking whiskeys. Cocktails will do that. Sugar and alcohol, I guess. I don't know. All right. I need to eat a meatloaf, Alessio's saying. Yes, that's a good idea. All right. So you roll up to the Shimmering Anvil, and it's being run by a man named Thorin Silverhammer. And as you would expect, he is at a forge working on some armor. And he kind of notices you immediately, and he's excited to have the business. And he kind of stops what he's doing, a couple more taps on the breastplate, kind of puts it over into a little thing of oil, and then pulls it back out, places it down, and walks over to you and says, hello, what can I do for you?
Well, hello, my good bearded friend. You know, I was
yes, you noticed.
traveling through this fine city of yours, and you know, I was curious. I heard about your shop, and I decided, why not come and look at your wares? As you can see, I am a man with a love of swords. You see, yes.
Also, a love of hats. I can see.
Yes. I decided to come and see what you are making.
Well, excellent. At the moment, I'm making a breastplate. Actually, it's we call it a radiant breastplate. It's got these inlays of the sunstones in them. It's a pretty nice thing. And you notice the breastplate, even under the oil, it's kind of, or when it was under the oil, you noticed it was still glowing a bit. These sunstones seem to be something really special. Yeah.
So you know where I come from, we do not have the sunstones. You know, what makes these sunstones so special?
I honestly, I'm not really sure. The best I can figure out is something about the Goldbeards. Like I feel like they work together. Hold on a minute. Wait. Roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Let's see how chatty he is. He is eager to have some business, although while you're rolling, so looking around.
10? No, 7.
7.
Oops, yeah, that's a 6.
Oh, it's a 6. That's fine. Just real quick, looking around, he seems like really eager to talk to you, like as if he doesn't have a whole lot of business, but looking around, everything that's on display is extremely nice. I mean, you are a man with an eye for finery, and this is an armorer who can make some pretty good stuff. So it doesn't quite add up. But he kind of stops himself short. He says, I mean, if you want to learn about the Sunstones, you're probably better off in the Goldbeard quarter. But I mean, I could show you one. We've got this, and he holds up like kind of a smaller one. He says, if you look right here, there's like these little facets, and they are gleaming a bit. And they kind of help to ward off the darkness.
No, that seems very useful.
So what can I do for you? Are you in the market for some armor, or?
Well, I was just about to say, you know, in my hometown of Hobble Haven, that would be very helpful because I lived in an area called the Burrows. Very dark, very dark. You know, a lot of miners, much like your city here. You know, my father was a miner. He was killed in a Zeppelin accident. A Zeppelin made of lead fell right on his head. A lead Zeppelin.
That sounds very heavy.
Yes. Well, you know, and I wonder, do you make tools for the miners? Do you make, you know, we had the steam-powered hammers. Yes? Do you have such a thing here?
Steam-powered
Maybe something you use to dig?
You know, what I've worked together a bit with the Glimmering Gearworks over in the Platinum Weave. Are you familiar at all?
You know, I was just over there.
You might have seen some of my stuff up on the wall there. It's some pretty nice. But if you're looking for some hammers, some some real heavy duty machinery, they would be the ones to talk to.
Yes, I wonder, would using machinery like that on, say, a Sunstone, just picking something out of the blue, I don't know, would that, would you use something like that to maybe, mine Sunstone, or to, I don't know, dig in the walls of the Sunstone mine? I'm curious, professional curiosity.
Actually, make a persuasion with advantage.
$17.
Actually, that was exactly why we made them. The Sunstones, they're hardier than they look, and actually, when they get damaged, they actually shine brighter. It's almost as if the extra cracks in the insides of the Sunstone add extra edges to reflect the light. I bet that they still have one of those hanging around. I mean, I'm assuming you're not talking about actually mining Sunstone. I don't necessarily.
No, of course not. No,
that wouldn't make all.
No, mining Sun. I would never dream of it. How could I do it? I wouldn't do dwarves do it so well. No, I would take your techniques. I would take it back home.
Back home. I got it. All right, that makes perfect sense. All right, tell you what. Why don't you go over to the Glimmering Gearworks, and he writes on a little piece of paper. He says, tell them that Thorin sent you, and they'll have you check out the auto hammer that they have down there.
All right, very good. I tip him my first hat, and then I tip him the hat that's underneath my first hat.
Awesome. And he doesn't quite know how to take that, but he holds his hammer up to his head, and he's, I guess that there you go. There, yeah, all right. And he goes back to what he's doing. All right, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess I'm going to head to the Glimmering Gearworks.
Sure.
And see about this hammer. Sure.
So you show up at the Glimmering Gearworks, which you know quite well at this point. You just randomly kind of walk in, and you're greeted. Actually, two of the gnomes are gone. Hey, well, welcome back. What do you need? What's going on?
Well, I was just over by the Thorin Silverhammer. Yes. And he told me maybe you would have a hammer, a tonka for me. And maybe we can rent one for a little while or something like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Why am I keep switching back? It says it's hard to do this stuff. So his name, by the way, is Merrick. So Merrick walks over to you and he's like, yeah, of course, sure, that's fine. You could just he takes this. I mean, it looks like a mini jackhammer. Honestly, it's only about a foot long. It's got all these little whirring little gears and springs, and like it's not even doing anything, and it's moving anyway. And he hands you a little green crystal. He hands you a green crystal, and he says, when you're ready to use this, just crack the green crystal right on top of it. It'll get a lot bigger, and it'll be a lot more useful.
Ooh, okay. Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, you helped us out. You could just make sure to return it. Otherwise, Taniana's gonna kill me.
But I'll be back in a jiff. Tip.
That's kind of weird.
I don't care.
All right, good. I can appreciate that. That's fine. All right. All right. That character definitely had like 7 different voices during the course of that conversation. So I apologize to the audience. All right. So cool. So you've now acquired the auto hammer, which is, as I said, it's about a foot long, basically jackhammer. This thing will absolutely devastate a wall of stone or gems or whatever else. It is without control, but very effective. So
okay,
you're gonna dig into
day for Agnomeio.
Yeah, that's definitely the right tool for you. Okay, so we'll go back to the full group here. Okay, so while you're doing that, who would like to go next?
I'll go. I'm ready. I'm ready to get bitten by a snake.
All right, snake ball it is. All right, so all right, so give me just a moment here to kind of get some stuff ready here.
I'll get this is just one more chance for Knobolas to get a few more drinks in him before he goes to flirt at the bar.
I'm open my Electric toasted now, so.
Dude, I finally had that the other day. Wow, that's way better than I thought it would be. I don't know if
I had it when it first came out, and I was super disappointed. I haven't tried it since.
That's what I remembered. Yeah,
I grabbed a new bottle. I have not opened it, so I'll let you know, depending how toasty I feel when we get to my segment.
Okay, I think that it got better because I had heard that about, from several of you guys that it wasn't very good. And then when I tried it the other day, I was like, this is like really like probably like an 8 out of 10.
Ooh,
I was shocked. I was shocked. And I couldn't believe that everybody had such a negative opinion. It made me think I was missing something.
By the way, guys, this
came out. It was like the toasted thing was like all the rage. So everyone was doing toasted. So
yeah.
Sorry, Jason. Go ahead.
I was to say this tastes like Cherry Garcia ice cream with oak chips in it.
Oh,
is that a good thing?
That sounds good to me.
I mean, it's old. It's going to be oaky.
Okay.
But there's a little hint of like a Luxardo cherry, but it's got probably one of the biggest like vanilla extract finishes I've had on a whiskey in a long time.
Nice.
So,
that sounds right up my alley. But I mean, Adriana, like you and I, like our palates are like
it's all vanilla. It's all vanilla and a little bit of like a medicinal cherry up front, but the finish is all like just vanilla ice cream, vanilla extract, and a little bit of birthday cake on the back end.
But you said it's like super old, like oaky, right?
Oh yeah, there's some oak on it. Yeah, you're gonna get the oak.
Okay,
yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to. That's
that sounds good.
Yep, oak. The oak is strong with this Padawan.
Ed, are you having Corona?
No, the champagne of beers.
High life
from my hometown.
I feel like that's the only way that's okay. like you can walk to the brewery. It's just
yeah. I can. It's literally 2 blocks away.
I had a buddy back in New York, and whenever we got to hang out to like watch a football game or anything, I swear to God, the guy traveled with cases of Miller High Life. He always like had one under his arm wherever he was. He's like, "Hey, I'm here." Like his name is Jesse, and he would just always show up with a Miller High Life, like a case of Miller High Life wherever we went.
Yeah, it's the perfect beer for hot summer days when you don't care about how it tastes.
Yeah. Oh man. I gotta tell you, I had one of those moments today. I was working in the yard for probably about 5 hours today, and I came in and, like I mentioned earlier, we have Blue Moon in the fridge. My wife likes them, and I was like, let me just have one of these. It was like, I mean, I get it. Like drinking a Bud Light on a hot day when you're thirsty is it makes sense. It's the same thing with the Blue Moon. It's just thirst quenching. But
that was one of the first ever bought, I think, and I feel like I haven't had one in years, but like I feel like I have a soft spot for that style. Like it's like when you don't want to think about it too much, you just want like something refreshing, like you said. I'm like, it hits the spot.
Yeah. It was totally
so much of that in college. Drink a lot of Blue Moon and a lot of Everclear.
When I drank a lot of first years, I mean, in college, like that was the one I bought.
I had a lot of Sam Adams in college, but it makes sense being from Massachusetts.
Sam Adams was kind of like my that was my gateway beer into trying like a lot darker and better beers. Yep. Yeah,
and they have so many different varieties. Like it makes sense. You can have almost every type of beer from Sam Adams. So
I know I had like a Sam Adams IPA style, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" But it kind of tasted pretty good. It was really interesting.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that from them.
We literally can't not talk about alcohol.
I keep thinking that Bill is going to get mad at us, and then Bill continues the beer conversation, and I'm like, okay, we're in the clear.
Half of our name of our channel.
Yeah. My only thing is because we only have like about 2 hours per night. It's super hard to fill to fit this.
I'm sorry.
So
go ahead.
If I ever hurry you guys along, that's the only reason. Know that I'd rather talk about alcohol. All right. Anyway, so All right, Alessio. So you are heading over to the Silverspire Tavern, right? Is that where you decided to go?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no. I was going to go to the market first.
Oh, okay. So you're switching it up. Okay, no problem.
Oh, no, I mean, whatever you have set up, if you have the Silverspire.
I have them all. Hey, I could do whatever you'd like to do.
All right, well, let's do the Silverspire first. We'll build up to the market.
Okay. All right, cool. So talk to me about what you're doing. So you're basically walking up to a tavern. This is in the Silverhammer quarter. And there's, a number of houses around. There's people walking around. You're seeing some of these red little kobolds kind of running from place to place. What are you doing?
I'm kind of scanning the room just to see, who's in there, who's hanging out. I know you had mentioned there were some adventurers and travelers. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm kind of trying to eyes some guys and some ladies or whoever is there that I think has been either traveling through or maybe possibly some workers that have been down in the Sunstone Tavern that might know some things that I'm looking to find out.
Perfect. Okay. So, having been in this city only for about a day at this point, it's still not hard to come to the conclusion that even though everybody kind of lives in their own quarter, everybody intermingles. There are Goldbeards, there's Platinum Weaves, there's Iron Hearts, there's Silverhammers everywhere. So you're also seeing other people that are not necessarily dwarves. So let's just do this. So you're kind of walking up to the inn, and outside of the inn, you see a dwarf, a half elf, kind of peering through the window of the inn. You see a large number of people, but a couple people who kind of catch your eye. There's humans, there's gnomes, there's other dwarves. There's a number of those kobolds kind of running around. Like, what would you like to do? Are you trying to listen? You said you're trying to listen to see if anybody's kind of talking about their day at work.
Yeah, first I'm listening first just to see if there's anyone that I could hear with an earshot of anything going on within the cavern. And if I feel like if I don't hear anything, maybe I have to jump in a conversation or make my way into a group of folks to find out some information.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. And because you are kind of on your own time frame, like nobody's necessarily noticing you, I'll let you roll it with advantage.
Okay.
And you rolled 2 4s. What did that come to? So a 7, right?
Why, man? My dice are like peach colored. What is that?
I don't know. we could fiddle with that later. I swear, things are still screwed up from that previous update. Okay, so with a 7. So at the moment, you're still outside of the inn, and you're not hearing much. You suspect maybe there's more going on inside.
Okay, so I make my way inside.
Cool.
Kind of look around, and I think my first things first, I'll kind of... Well, what is that?
Just ignore it. TaLin's trying to distract you.
Oh. I kind of pony up. I see her cracking up in the background.
She can't help herself. Click all the buttons.
I must roll something. So I kind of make my way in. I just kind of pony up to the bar, I guess, and kind of look around. So.
Sure. All right. So you walk up to the bar, and there's a dwarf bartender. Okay. He's kind of sturdy. He's got a black beard. He's got these blue eyes. And he's wearing a kind of like a well-worn apron. He walks up. He's, can I get you a drink?
Yeah. Bring me your finest dark ale.
Your finest dark ale. And he's like, we don't have any dark ale. Do you want we got a light ale? Is that dark enough for you?
I guess that'll have to do.
All right, dark light ale it is. All right, and he kind of puts down a mug. He says that'll be 1 silver. All right,
here you go, sir.
Cool. And then he goes to turn away, and kind of get back to what he's doing. But
Okay, so I kind of take a sip of my light ale at the bar. I kind of look to my left and right and see if anyone's talking about it. I'm actually looking for anyone that might have maybe worked in the mine. So somebody with like rough hands, somebody that's carrying tools or something like that. Is there anybody in the room with that type of stature?
So oddly enough, looking around, pretty much everybody who's been working here is a dwarf. However, there's a human, a male human he's pretty old looking, and you could tell just even from where you're standing, like you could see the wrinkles in his hands. He's clearly suffered some injuries. Like he's kind of got like a limp to him. This dude has been in the mines. Like he's got like a permanent black tinge to his skin. And he's sitting at a table fairly close to you, alone.
Is he alone? Is he alone? He
is alone at the moment. He's drinking from a cup and just kind of staring off into space.
All right. So what I do is I get the bartender's attention. Say, hey, Blue Eyes.
Sure.
Would you mind pouring me another light ale for me?
Yeah, no problem. That's all right. Another silver. Here you go. He hands you another beer.
You have another silver. I grab the beer. So I have 2 beers in hand. I kind of walk over to the old man. And I just kind of approach the table, kind of look at him. He looks back at me. I set the beer on the table. I just kind of slide it over to him. I'm like, that's on my house, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You go ahead. I guess take a seat. If you're going to buy me a drink, may as well join me.
Thank you. You look like you can use a friend.
Yeah, Barnaby Hearthstone. That's my name. What's your name?
My friends call me Alessio.
Alessio. That's a very fancy name. Is it like Alessio, or is it all one thing?
All one thing.
You youngins and your silly one-word names. Is like, what can I do for you, Alessio?
You have a pretty exotic name yourself, sir.
Barnaby Hearth. That's about as simple as you get.
Well, as you can tell, I'm not from around here.
Sorry. I like you got a very fancy name. Barnaby Hearthstone.
You describe this guy like he's falling apart. Yeah, he's got a lot of gusto.
No, he's like an old dude, but he's the classic piss and vinegar guy, right? So he takes
he's old and his hands are, this is my land, and you're like, hey, I'm a Barnaby. I love it.
So he takes his beer that he was already drinking, and he takes a big gulp of it, and he's like, yeah, you ever have one of these dark ales they sell here? It's fantastic. It's really, really good stuff that they sell. And what do you got there?
They have dark ale here?
Of course they have dark ale here. Everybody has dark ale.
And why am I drinking a light ale?
I don't know. Why are you drinking a light ale? He turns around and he looks at like some other little gnome in the side that looks equally as old. This guy's drinking the light ale. It's what are you? He looks back. He's like, Kellen, get this guy a dark ale. And Kellen just kind of laughs and he pours you a drink and he brings it over.
I think the bartender knew I'm not from around here, was having some fun at my expense. I appreciate that.
I suspect you're correct. What can I do for you, Alessio?
Well, I'm kind of traveling through here, and you look like you would be a good person to talk to. I hate to kind of say this, but I was looking at your hands, and you look like you've done some hard work for a good amount of years. Where have you been living here, working here? What's your story?
Oh, yeah, I've been working here for a long time. Been down in the pit, been in the Sunstone mines, been in the, you remember that? I don't know if you know about the business with the Underdark, but I was very much involved in that.
Really? The Underdark, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when they all came up, the intellect devourers, there's weird little guys. You ever seen an intellect devourer? They got the stupidest name, but they're really, really freaking crazy. They're like a brain with legs, and they're like scary as shit.
Yeah, you come across a few of those.
He takes a big gulp of his beer when he. Yeah. I mean, I'm playing around a bit, but I swear I can't keep my accent straight.
I think Adriana and I were trying to DoorDash you some more whiskey sours to get your accent back.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that would help. Anyway, he says, what was it? It was like old man voice. It's like, I that's my old man voice. Wait until I do my Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's really good. Anyway, so he said, they intellect of ours. There were all kinds of crazy stuff coming out of the Underdark. They came up through the tunnels there, and I was here for it all. I was down in the tunnels. I was mining. It was some scary shit. Let me tell you.
How long were you down in the Sunstone Cavern?
Sunstone Cavern. I worked there for a while. A long while actually.
I would imagine with all that gold down there, you guys are dealt with a lot of thievery. Is that true?
Well, I tell you, go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Hopefully, I'll be better with my new peach dice.
We'll change those to. Oh no, you didn't.
I'm gonna risky whiskey that.
Yeah, a 2. Nice.
Not rolling good tonight so far.
I know, seriously. Oh my gosh.
Damn, not rolling good tonight so far. A 9.
A 9. Why do you? I mean, I'm happy to talk about the old days, but why do you want to know about the Sunstone Cavern? I mean, there's a bit of me. I'm still. Part of me lives in there. I don't want to just be like spilling secrets here. And sorry. After he says that, he looks at you. Is that for me? And he points to the beer that you brought over.
Well, I just say, of course it is.
Oh, okay. And he takes it and he starts sipping that one. Actually, he finishes the dark ale that he was drinking. He takes your beer and starts drinking from that one too.
He's like, you can have this as I wait for my dark ale.
Right. I'm rolling a thing. He's starting to get a little drunk. Actually, he's starting to get pretty darn drunk.
That's the point.
Yep. So he rolled a 3 on his con save. So keep going.
Yes, well, I might have a chance to do a little work down there myself. So I was just, I figured I'd talk to, a practiced hand who's worked down there, and I figured I'd ask you about it. I love this place, and I might be wanting to stay here for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Erngrozur, there's no place like it in the world. And, I mean, there's so many people here, and everybody's so friendly. People work together, and just, you gotta work down in the mines for a while. It's pretty hard work, but, like, all in all, it's a pretty good place to live. So, why don't we do a little tit for tat here? So, what do you want to know about the Sunstone Caverns?
Well, what am I really getting into if I decide to work down there? Is it completely safe, or no, it's definitely not safe.
It's definitely not safe. Yeah.
Why do you say it's not safe? Just the work is dangerous, or are there other factors down there that make it dangerous?
Well, there's okay. So let me make another con save. Right, that one's a little better. So you've got the Sunstone Caverns, which has the mine, which is where all the sunstone comes from. But then you've also got the Golden Vault. Jeez, I'm starting to go gnomish too. I swear to God, I'm like so bad at this.
If you start like,
it's.
I know. I have to get the gold. Do it now. Do it.
You got to go into the Sunstone Cavern. Go get the sunstones. How do you get them now? Anyway, sorry.
Good old. That's what I'm waiting for. You're jumping all over your accent.
Oh my God, it's so bad. All right, anyway, so he says,
Just stay with the old man.
Old man. All right, focus. All right. He says, well, you got the Sunstone Caverns, and there's, you got to work down there. You go pretty deep, and every now and then you got to deal with some problems. Maybe some people get trapped, or there's a beastie or so. But you also got the Golden Vault, and you only really go in there when you are delivering the Sunstone from where you dug it out. If you got some pristine pieces, you just bring them straight into the Golden Vault.
Oh wow, the Golden Vault's down there too. Okay, yeah. I mean, I heard about that, but that's not really my concern. I just really want to know about the the actual mine down there.
Yeah. Well, that's good, because the Golden Vault's pretty dangerous. They keep a few artifacts down there, so the security's pretty high. Yeah. But if you do get the chance to go in there, you definitely want to check out the model of Erngorzuk. It's really, really interesting. You can see everybody just kind of walking around. It's like a magic thing. It'll blow your mind.
As I was saying earlier, with so much gold down there, are there other ways to get into that vault, or are we going to be defending? Did you guys find yourselves having to defend yourselves from other people getting in from different ways, or is it just one entrance?
It's just the one entrance, and it's pretty well. There's always at least a couple of Iron Hearts that are standing guard at the entrance. It's just one big door, and that's the only way in or out.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. That's really cool. That map really shows you where everybody is, huh?
You look at him, and his eyes are kind of closed for a minute, and it's just like a really long blink, as if he's kind of nodding off a little bit.
Oh, he's starting to really lose it.
He's starting to really, yeah. And he looks up, and he's not ignoring your question, but he kind of held his hand back up, and he goes, bring me another one of those dark ales. And so Kellen, who's the bartender, he kind of comes over and he brings another one. He goes, all right, Barnaby, this is gonna be your last one tonight. You freaking shut up! You bring me whatever I want. I could be your father if I was a little shorter. But anyway, so is there anything else you want to ask of Barnaby before he?
I'm trying to think. Trying to think before he passes out. If there's one minute with one last question I could ask him here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Barnaby, how many?
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, hey Barnaby, before I leave you for the night, before I take off out of here, what's how much? I kind of lean over to him because he's getting kind of drunk, and I just kind of whisper to him. I just say, how many guards total are in the cavern?
In the cavern, or
outside and in the cavern? How many guards?
Oh yes, He looks down at the table and he starts kind of putting little pieces of like the salt, pepper shaker kind of thing. There's always 2 at the front, and then you're gonna have a couple down with the men in the mine, and then they switch every 4, 5, 6 hours, and you see him do one of those pukey burps. He's 4 of them probably. 4 probably. 4 probably. Did you hear me? I said 4 probably.
I got you, Barnaby. Can you hear me?
Right.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me through all that beer?
Beer. All right, another beer, please. Get beer for my friend here. There's beer.
So I basically look at Barnaby. I was like, Barnaby, you have yourself a good night and safe travels, and this is for you. So I flip him another piece of a drink, and I walk out.
Thank you very much. I earned this. This is mine. Nobody come over here and take my money. Please. Thanks.
I earned this.
Bye, Alessio. Bye, Alessio.
I kind of look around. I'm like, I kind of look around. I don't know who he's talking to.
That guy's my new friend over there. All right.
So that was worth the trip to hear Bill's Barnaby. Okay.
Yeah. That was fun.
Right.
It got better.
That was awesome.
All right. So we've got Adriana and we've got Knobolas here.
Yes. Before I go to the market, why don't you, Adriana or Knobolas. Knobolas looks like he's ready to go.
I would say so because you actually stayed and talked with Barnaby long enough to get him drunk. That was probably the one thing you have time for.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
All right. Cool. So TaLin or Knobolas, which would you like to go first?
I think can go.
Okay, you're gonna go. All right.
I'll keep drinking. Are we doing this for next week?
She's already. No, you have to go tonight.
We'll get through the other two tonight as well. Next. Right. So actually, because you brought that up, so we are all actually skipping the next 2 weeks because vacations and summer and all that stuff. Just look for when the next one's coming out, but we'll basically be back after I think the 4th of July. I think that's correct. Yeah. Okay, cool. So somewhere around July 10th. But anyway, TaLin. So you are going to the Dwarven Archives. Awesome. All right.
So real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't get to keep the Underdark book from the Shrooms guy.
That's true. You did.
Can I borrow Obsidian Blades one?
I don't think that they would have any. I don't think that they would have any problem with you taking that book under the assumption that it will be helping you to plan this heist.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Just
cool.
In case.
All right. So you make your way up to the. You're going to. There were two separate locations. So this is the Dwarven Archives. Okay. This one is specifically not. No, I'm sorry. This one is in the Platinum Weave. Okay. So you make your way up back again to the to the Platinum Weave quarter, and you come upon this fairly large building. Considering the rest of the buildings, go ahead.
Quick question: since I saw the names of the contacts, was the name of the contact for the mushroom farm place the guy that I helped?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fuck. I feel like I already have like a good rapport with him. And could probably get info from him.
Well,
what was it that
you made your choice? System. Let's go with it.
Dwarven Archives. Let's go with Dwarven Archives.
All right, Dwarven Archives. All right, so you head up to the Platinum Weave and you come to this building. It's larger than most of the other buildings, but also more square in appearance, like a cube. It's very indicative, even from the outside, that it's multi levels of probably smaller floors, like a large library. All right, so as you walk in, Your insight is correct, and there are all kinds of books on these shelves. You could be here for years and never even feel remotely satisfied. However, somebody meets you at the front. Her name is Lyra Hearthstone, and she introduces herself. She is a female dwarf, and she's actually a bit more petite for a dwarf, and she's got this fiery red braid cascading down her beard here. And she's actually also got these little gold and silver trinkets kind of tied into her beard. And she introduces herself and she says, hi, welcome. What can I do for you? Are you here to research? Are you here to study? Are you here to contribute?
I'm here to research. I'm a long life researcher from abroad. Do I recognize this name from the list, like from the contact names, or no? This is not
the person that you know. So the person whose name you saw was Einar Stoneforge.
Cool. So I've actually been, researching for a while and written letters with people. I was wondering if Einar Stoneforge was around.
Yes,
I've written letters with him before.
The Grand Archivist is quite busy. Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah.
I am his research assistant, actually, so I am very familiar with most of what he's been working on. What are you researching at the moment?
I've long been interested in underground passages and the ways that they can be hidden. You know, I've often been exploring different places, and it's always intriguing to me the way different cultures hide their different passages.
Interesting. Where are you researching specifically? Is there an area of interest that we should be refining our search to?
Well, I'm currently, you know, I've looked amongst a couple of different cultures, and I've come here because I'm currently interested in the way Dwarven culture utilizes secret passage, like utilizes unique and creative passages.
Okay. All right. Excellent. And she says, please step up here. And she points to a small little rectangular box that's about 3 feet to your side. And she steps up onto it and she says, please join me.
Okay.
All right. Does Booker come along as well?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So you and Booker both jump up onto this little pedestal, and immediately it lifts up off the ground, and it starts hovering probably about 10, 15, 20 feet. It goes up the center of this building, and you start heading over towards the east. And she says, all right, first we're going to go over to the D for Dwarven, and we'll refine our search from there. And there's this big area, and actually you realize that unnecessarily so, but still, because why not? The inside of this library is like the Dwarven area. They make the bookshelves out of stone. You can also see there's kind of an elven area, and everything's built out of wood, and it's just it's a little gaudy, but why not? So she says, this is our Dwarven area. More specifically, we are looking for caverns. So let's go D C C C. All right, Dwarven caverns. Here you go. And she pulls a book out of the thing, and she says, all right, so you are looking specifically for how to hide a cavern or how to hide a tunnel. What are you looking for?
How to hide tunnels or entrances to caverns, which would often be through tunnels, that kind of thing.
Got it. Okay. So, all right, well, I can tell you. So she's shuffling through the pages. She says, well, there's a couple of different ways that you could do this. If you have a mage with you, you could use stone shape to just all of a sudden the door is not there. You could use illusion magic. You could hide it that way. You could just use something a little bit more mundane and have kind of a gear and pulley system to hide your door. You could there's a few other different ways that you could do things. Is there a cave system in particular that you were looking for? Perhaps something, is it on Akari that you're looking? You said dwarves, but there's quite a few dwarves here, and we all do things a little differently.
Oh, I see. So there tends to be methods among the clans that are like unique to different clans that they might prefer?
Less so clans, more so resources. If you have mages at your disposal, that is the easiest way to do it, also the most effective. If you don't, and you just have stone and brawn, that was probably what you'll use.
So for example, if you had a cavern that could mine things like sunstone, you know, or very bright, rare stone like that, you know, might there be specific systems that they might use for that?
So she is going to roll something real quick. All right. She's not too suspicious of you at the moment. That was a very specific thing to ask about. So I'd like you to roll a deception check real quick. Again, she rolled pretty low, but just in case you totally blow it.
Oh, crap. I was going through everything beforehand. Oh, I totally blew it.
Oh, boy. All right. So she had rolled a 7, but you rolled a 3. Would you like to risky whiskey or no?
I have very little whiskey left, so yeah.
Sure, that's fine.
Is that okay?
No problem. I got you drunk enough on our last stream, so this is me making up for it.
I got very tipsy on it.
That's okay. It happens to the best of us. All right. I know because I'm the best of us. Okay. All right, deception. Oh no!
Oh come on! I rolled a 2.
That was totally a 16, and it knocked itself. All right. Yeah. So with a 2, she says she closes the book and she says, I feel like maybe this is a better conversation to have with Einar. And she snaps her fingers, and you and Booker both, whereas before it was a very gentle glide, this time it's a little bit more jerk, and you kind of both like, it's almost like when a subway starts up and you kind of like lose your footing for a sec. And you head both over to this main, like, kind of a desk area, and you see this older gentleman. He's got a very long white beard, and he looks quite aged. And she says, Einhar, this young lady would like to speak to you about sunstones and hidden passageways. I thought maybe this would be a better situation for you to deal with, as I just kind of don't want to. She's like, oh, fine, that's fine. All right, you come over here, just step off that thing, watch your step, make sure your dog doesn't mess up my carpets here. It's Lyra, that's fine, I'll take care of this. And so he stands up from his desk, and you hear a couple of cracks in his knees, presumably, and he kind of walks over. He's like, the obsidian daggers are not being very careful, are they? You can't just come in here asking about sunstones and hidden passageway. What is wrong with you?
I'm not the best at lying, okay? I'm a scholar, and I like research, but not the whole lying thing. It's not my skill set.
So presumably you're smart enough not to come into a place and ask about sunstones.
Hey,
all right.
Presumably I would hang out in a group that didn't have some idiot who stole from the obsidian blades, and now I'm stuck in this situation where I have to help.
Oh, man, they still haven't changed their ways.
No.
They're just they shake
for
people
everybody
down.
else. Knobolas is flicking me off in the background.
Oh, he'll get his turn next. So he says, they're still shaking people down. All right. Let's cut brass tacks here. Just speak plainly. What do you need?
Look, I'm just wondering if you have any info on secret passages or even the traps that are within the Sunstone Cavern.
All right. I'm not going to ask why, but let me tell you what I know. So I've got to look at my wonderful drawing here. So he is going to. I actually have a better drawing, by the way. This is just what I loved drawing as the dwarf. That was kind of a fun exercise.
That was hilarious.
My 7-year-old told me it was a very bad drawing. So, which I thought was wonderful. Anyway, so he points at the. Actually, I guess you wouldn't have this, but he says, "All right. Well, what I can tell you. So there is a secret exit. Not so much an entrance, because what it does is it loops back around, and it's going to reconnect you from where the Chalice of the Kings is, which is in the Chamber of Kings, over to the Chamber of Shadows. So if you find yourself in trouble deep inside of the Golden Vault, that might be your only option."
Okay. I was also speaking of the Chamber of Kings, which I imagine is where the Chalice of Kings is kept.
So you are smarter than you came in here looking like. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm wondering if there's any lore about this Chalice of Kings, like anything special about it aside from the King of the Gold Beards carries it around for special occasions.
Mostly that it was it's naturally occurring. It's more of a status symbol than anything. But yeah, no, that idiot just kind of carries it around, and he likes to make a show of it. I mean, Sunstone's.
So there's no potential link to the Underdark?
No link to the Underdark. It's I mean, it's not the most expensive jewel that we dig up here, but it is definitely kind of our sign. Like, it's what people know Urngorzuk for. And
okay.
Yeah, I mean, he likes to walk around. It's the only naturally occurring thing that we've ever seen like that. Most of them are round. It's very strange that this one is just literally shaped like a cup. It's almost something that you got. I mean, if I can be so presumptuous, it sounds like you might be looking to see it, and take time to enjoy how incredible it is if you do.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there's the secret exit. Anything about traps? Like, do you know anything about this like chamber of darkness? Or traps within?
Make a persuasion roll. Actually, I'm going to say with disadvantage, because at this point he's actually kind of a little perturbed at you. Like you did not do this as slyly as somebody should.
That's pretty fair. Disadvantage. Oh, this is going to be rough.
Ooh,
not as rough as before. 13.
A 13. Well, let me see. Traps. All right. There's gonna be a room with tiles. You'll know it when you see it. Pay extra special attention to the instructions in that room. They might seem a little backwards.
Okay. Right. TaLin is legitimately writing down notes. Might seem backwards, obviously. And then, slightly unrelated question. But have you seen anything weird that might be related to the Underdark, or just corruption by the Underdark, weird effects on creatures, or any just like weird mysterious murmurings?
How about a persuasion roll?
Man, stop picking out the charisma things. I'm so bad at
Sorry,
that.
you're literally talking. You're using charisma.
I know.
Just
it's
hold
so
a knife
hard.
to his throat and we can roll different.
Oh, that's true. But he's a scholar. Oh, fuck shit.
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't really want to talk about it. I mean, that was a long time ago, and I don't really like to remember it. So, yeah, you know what? I think you got what you asked for. You tell the obsidian daggers that, or the obsidian blades, that I'm not necessarily one to just come asking all kinds of questions at my place of work.
Do you like dogs?
No.
Oh, I was going to see if puppy eyes would work.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Dogs, they smell, they make messes. They're terrible for books. I mean, I had a dog as a kid, totally destroyed a couple of my books. It's just, I'm not a fan.
This dog literally has book in his name and doesn't make messes.
Yeah.
He's that great.
He doesn't know it, actually. So I had something good, but I'm not going to get. All right, anyway. So he kind of he holds up his hand and he says his assistant kind of comes back floating on that floating platform, and she kind of waves you onto it. He's like, all right, make sure to give the obsidian blades my message. Don't send people here. If they want to talk to me, they could do it through notes or through something a little less what's the word, like,
hey, I tried to get
crazy.
to you
Yeah,
first. It's not my fault. Your assistant was like, your assistant cockblocked me. Yeah, I wouldn't make a fool of myself. So
I thought you were a scholar. That's really, is that the best you can muster? All right, so they're gonna usher you out of the archive at this point. All right, cool. We'll go back to, because Knobolas, I'm sure, is just dying to be on the spotlight again.
To defend himself.
Listen, Knobolas has been drinking. I think he's ready for it.
Awesome. Well, hopefully this goes a little better than that last one. It is killing me, by the way. I really want to let people watch the rest of that. All right, so you're going to go to the barracks with the intent of... checking with the guards to see about rotations, alarm systems, or weaknesses in the cavern's defense.
Before I get there, I do have the ability to take on another form. I can disguise self.
Sure.
Have I encountered one of their guards that maybe I can like mock up their costume or something just a little to fit in a little more, or no?
Yes, absolutely. You would have seen plenty of guards. The trick is going to be impersonating one that you're not going to magically or randomly run into. And the die will be the deciding factor there.
Okay. Let's do it.
Because it'd be way too like, oh, haha, you ran into something. Like, the dice will decide. By the way, TaLin, so at this point, you guys, anybody who would like to, Knobolas, I know you probably need it, but if anybody needs to roll do a short rest, go ahead and roll your hit dice. Okay, so Knobolas.
We're going to do this whole heist tonight? Oh.
Not tonight. But we'll do it when we reconvene.
No, I know.
But yes, it's the same
tonight,
day.
as in...
You guys are planning on leaving on the skyship midday tomorrow.
Who plans a heist and does it in the same night? Shit, fuck.
Wait, where is the short rest button? Has it moved?
I'll help you do that later, Knobolas. Let's jump into this only because we're getting late. So your name is Clifton. There you go. Okay.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I have a scene called Me and Clifton, but I was looking for Knobolas.
Oh.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
It's just you and me.
I thought that was for Patreon only.
Only drams. Yes. All right. Okay, so you're going to disguise yourself, but is that true? Are you going as one of the Ironheart guards, or are you going as somebody else? Tell me what you're doing.
Oh, okay. You just introduced, that might be too complicated. I was like, you know what? I have seen the Goldbeard, the Mr. Goldbeard here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ragnar.
Would I know if it would be weird for him to just show up in their barracks or no?
I don't think you would know that.
Okay.
You could ask the Obsidian Blades before you leave, though. Like that, I think that would. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, you could totally ask that kind of a question.
That didn't even cross my mind, but like now it has. So,
all right. So
I'd love to ask him. Like, does he show up? Does he go there often and like check in on his?
Yeah. So they would tell you that he is not typically involved with like the hiring of guards or whatever, but he also does like to make his presence known across all of the quarters. It wouldn't be strange that he would show up there, but I wouldn't think it was something that was common, and it might attract attention. Like people would wonder why he was there.
Oof. I don't know if I'm confident enough to do that yet. You fuck it. I'll do it.
All right. Cool. All right. So you're gonna disguise yourself as Ragnar Goldbeard. I will remind you of a name, Zephwin Rosespell. That you might have written it down before. Let's just say that was the person that you saw with him.
The person I saw with him?
Yes. The shorter one.
With him.
The halfling. I know it was a couple weeks ago. Yes, correct.
Okay, gotcha. Just want to make sure.
Yep. So Zephwin Rosespell. Just in case that comes up. And you would not know the name of his wife.
Oh, fuck. I kept asking. No one told me.
You know what? Actually, you would have asked the Goldbeards. Her name is Alicia Goldbeard. If there's something that I feel like you should remember while you're going through this, I'll help you out, because I know it was a lot. And just like the other interlude, we drank a lot.
Right.
All right. So you are going to head over to the Ironhold, which is the barracks. So that is the main area where the guards are stationed. These guards are kind of like across all of Erngor-Zuik, and you've seen guards kind of everywhere. This is their barracks. And it's called the Ironhold. All right. So what would you like to do?
I'd like to just walk in to gauge their reaction to me walking in. Like, is it like, they're like, oh, like, sir, yes, sir? Or is it like a more casual thing?
Sure. It's more of a, so they're still like guards, they're professionals. And although they see you as you approach, two of them actually split off from the rest of the group, and they kind of briskly walk back into the Ironhold. And one of a guard kind of comes up and meets you, and he says, sir, what can I do for you? What do we owe the pleasure? And that stutter was on purpose. Yeah.
It's just the time of year for a random inspection of our troops to make sure that they are fully prepared to protect what is ours at the Goldbeard Sunstone mine.
roll a deception check. I'll give you with advantage at the moment because this is unexpected, and I don't want to shut it down in the first step. But let's go deception with advantage.
All right, let's.
You're also in a costume kind of thing, so.
Correct. 24.
So he says, I wasn't aware of any inspection, but I absolutely, we've sent some men back. They'll get the captain, and we'll walk you through. Can I get you a drink, or can I get you anything? Is there anything that you need while we wait?
I'd just like a selection of your finest men to answer my questions tonight.
Finest men to answer your questions?
I mean, those that you think are most worthy of protecting the most valuable treasure, which I'm sure you're aware of.
I see. So you want our top men. Got it.
Top, bottom, whatever they choose.
All right. So, well, I can assure you that whoever we put on your job here, it sounds like it's important, and they will be what you need. So the captain kind of comes up behind him, and he says, hey, I didn't think that you'd be coming along quite yet. Did something change?
Nothing, just a random inspection, as I stated earlier.
All right. Well, as you know, we are going to be shipping out quite a bit of. We're sorry. Let me go back. He did not say that. So he's going to say, as you know, we are prepared to protect the shipment going out on the ship tomorrow. Our men will be stationed near the Sunstone Caverns, and we will be escorting the package up to the crown, the Jewel in the Mountain Crown.
And can you direct me to the men that are doing this transfer? Well,
several of them are at home at the moment, kind of getting some rest, but there's a couple here. Let me see if I can find them. Is there a specific question that maybe I can help you with?
I just want to make sure they are aware of the severity of this situation and how important this is. I want to question them on this package that is being delivered.
Absolutely. No problem. So he goes and he retrieves two more dwarves. These are, fairly stout looking Ironheart. There's one named Balin and one named Gorm. And they both come up and they say, sir, we are prepared for tomorrow's shipment. Is there any additional instructions that you need to give us?
I just want to make sure you are fully aware of the situation. Can you please tell me what your mission statement is, or what is the goal here? Just want to hear it from you, not from your superiors. Want to make sure you know what you're doing and where it's going.
Absolutely, sir. If you will, join us over here. There's many eyes and ears around. Best to have this conversation in private. And
of course, I like you already.
So all three of you, the captain and the two Ironheart dwarves, kind of go off to a side room. And sorry, give me just a sec. Okay. They say, sir, so you've asked us to escort you and the Chalice of Kings up to the Jewel in the Mountain's Crown to be escorted up to Erngor Kazork.
I see. And how many of us how many of your team are escorting me? Am I going to be safe?
There will be 6 of us along with you, and several more that are escorting from a distance, just in case something needs to happen.
And what about the entrance? Are there the 2 guards as normal, or is it the same amount of guards? I'm just curious.
You did not request any additional change to the guard structure of the Sunstone Cavern.
Right.
At least to my knowledge. Has something changed?
No. It's all good.
Would you like us to add some additional security?
No, I think I think you sound like the plan is in place. I do worry that I feel like there's like a lot of focus on me, but like I feel like my biggest threat is outside of these caverns. I've heard rumors in the Golden Market that there may be some outside forces trying to enter. So I'm just curious if we can maybe disperse some of the men that are there to protect me in the actual caverns, put them out landside and see if they can protect me there.
So you want us to redirect some guards to better protect you while you are here until tomorrow when you get on the skyship? Is that what you're asking? I'm a little unclear on what you're asking, sir.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my schedule is so busy these days. What time am I getting on the skyship?
Make a deception roll.
Fuck. Oh, Lord.
One day you guys will learn. It's a good thing you have a large bonus to this. Let's see what you roll.
21.
A 21. Last I checked, it was about midday, sir. About 2 p.m.
I see.
Magnus Stormrider, I believe that's when he's taking off. So you want to make sure you're on the ship before then.
And the ship is in reserve totally for me, right?
Honestly, sir, I don't have that information. I'm not sure who else will be on or what else is going to be on that ship.
Oh, no,
you could talk to Magnus.
Let them all on. I actually don't care if someone wants to take it before me. They can get an early ride. I can wait my turn. It's fine. I'm just saying. Okay. I would hold on.
Go ahead.
I
would say that would be extremely out of character for this person, and I'm going to ask for one more deception roll.
Shit. I'm panicking.
Everything I told you about this guy is he is very self-important. I don't think he would be like other people can go first.
19.
Man, you got a good bonus to that. Well, sir, I don't think it would make sense for us to change plans at this time unless you have a reason to believe that there is a significant threat to your person.
Oh, no. I feel completely unthreatened. That's why I'm trying to disperse you guys. Like, I think there are more threats on land outside of this cavern. I think, we should disperse as many people as possible from this cavern.
Sir, may I speak plainly for a moment?
Absolutely.
Is there something that you know? Is there an impending attack that we should be preparing for?
I will just say I've heard rumors, but they're coming from the outside. And I don't want to frighten you or let your guard down. I just feel like those that do have this information do not know what we know. They don't know the intricacies of these caves. By the way, may I ask you, there are several rooms in these caverns that I personally do not know the intricacies of. There's a room past where, of course, the Sunstone is, and before you get to the chalice. And it's just a mysterious room. Like, is that a room a threat? Like, should I be worried for my safety?
So I'm going to give you a second here. This is totally out of game for a moment. Okay. You have learned that he frequently goes in and retrieves the Chalice of Kings for himself. There's probably not a single inch of this location that he doesn't know of the Golden Vault. So you would have known that. Yeah. It's not a problem. We can backtrack that.
Okay. Shit. I'm trying to get all the info I can. Okay. I'm trying to milk them. What they have.
That's okay. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not unfair. I am a benevolent god.
Okay. Final question. The alarms are in place, correct?
The alarms, sir?
The alarms? I told you guys to install alarms many, many years ago. Have you not installed the alarms in the cave?
You're speaking of the alarms within the Golden Vault.
Yes, of course.
I mean, for the most part, you and a couple of the guards there are the only ones to go. I can't speak to the alarms state at this current moment, but the alarms are absolutely in place, typically.
Typically, okay. When was the last time they were tested?
What's today? Wednesday? Sunday? About 3 days ago, as far as I know.
Okay. Very relevant. Recently. Okay, great. Well, I just warn you that if anything happens to me or my people,
Sir, are you saying that there is going to be more than just you that we are escorting? Because at the moment it's just you, and you say your people. Whom else is coming with you?
Is it just me? Okay, you know what? These politics of everyone and being involved. You know what it is? Ruling.
Sir, may I ask you a question? Are you feeling all right? You don't seem yourself.
No, I am. I have had much of the golden liquor tonight.
That makes okay. If I may be so presumptuous, sir, and he get the get him some coffee, please. Tell you what. And he looks at so this is this is Balin that you've been speaking with. He says, Gorm, why don't you escort this gentleman back to his home? And sir, I won't hear no for an answer. At the moment you are a danger to yourself, and we cannot have any danger befall you before tomorrow's sailing.
What I would expect to come from such amazing leaders. I will see you all in the morning.
All right. So Gorm, so you walked yourself right into this one. So Gorm is going to walk you back to your home, which is
fuck.
Which is in the Goldbeard clan.
Jesus Christ. No.
So you take a minute and you sip your coffee, and Gorm says, sir, let's get going. I have got some rounds to make tonight. I don't mind taking some time, but we should get you back to your home.
Oh, you go ahead. Listen, you are a very busy man. I know the way.
Sir, I've got my orders.
Home.
I understand that you might not want to be seen with an escort. I understand, but I've got my orders, and we should move.
I have been seen with many an escort in this town. That's all I will say.
I do not have a comment on that, sir.
Okay.
All right. So he starts walking and
to the come and go instead, actually.
Sir, I've got my orders. I feel like I should probably bring you back to your home.
And your orders.
Actually, sorry. I shouldn't. Why don't you make a persuasion check? You're very good at this, so.
We'll see. I still got a whiskey.
You do? Oh, good, because you should probably use it.
13. All right. Elijah Kirk toasted, by the way, which is much better than my first time trying it. Bill,
oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah. It I don't know if it's gotten better or just my perception of it has changed, but it's really damn good.
Cool.
Let's try that again. Perception? Persuasion?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, sorry. Is it perception or persuasion?
It is persuasion. Sorry.
Okay. 23.
All right, sir. Once we're outside of the Ironhold, we'll get you to where you're going. We might have to take the long way. So, he is going to walk you past the Goldbeard clan, past the Platinum Weave, and then over to the Silverhammer clan area to go to the Come Right In. So he's not like, without a heart. He gets it. And as you guys talk, you kind of make small talk or whatever. You pass quite a few people. I'd like you to make one more deception check for me just over the course of this. And while you're rolling that, so as you're walking through the Goldbeard clan area, specifically the Golden Market area, 16 will be enough. 16. You notice that there's a sheet of paper on the ground that catches your eye. And this sheet of paper it's like a white piece of paper. There's blue ink on it, and there's a circle. And then in the middle of the circle is a 3-fingered hand. And that's it. You see it on the ground. However, you end up seeing another one of these pinned to the side of a wall within the Platinum Weave clan. And then you end up going over to the Come Right In. Okay. So let's go back to the full group here. Okay. So, actually we'll go to the, whatever. You guys are back within the Shadow's Den, and you all have your own information, and you, presumably share, unless anybody chooses not to share what you've learned, but feel free. I'll shut up.
I got the jackhammer.
Oh yeah, you got the Viagra for hammers.
Yeah.
Jackhammer. So, yeah, I would just say that the Obsidian Blades are kind of asking you guys what you've learned, and they're filling in some details onto their map that you guys are filling in as well. What are you revealing to them? What are you telling them? Other than the jackhammer?
Pretty much everything. There's not much use for the Chalice of Kings, but there is a secret exit from that room that will take us back to the Chamber of Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll reveal that there are alarms in place. Not sure the details of which, but there are alarms in the cavern. Also, the normal amount of guards are out front, the 2 guards at the front. However, there will be a large group surrounding
Thorgrim.
Mr. Goldbeard.
Ragnar.
So Ragnar Goldbeard is going in there today.
Oh yeah, I'll reveal all that. Everything that I learned, I'll reveal. Yeah,
I learned that
he's going to escape on an airship, which is concerning.
Is he going on our airship?
Yeah, that's the
Jewel of the Mountain Crown.
He's heading.
And I would say I would like to reveal that information separately to my crew, not
Okay.
the rest of that group. I would like to tell them separately, like, hey, he's planning to escape on an airship midday tomorrow. Just FYI.
With
Don't
the
know
Chalice
if
of
it's ours
Kings.
or not, but
Okay. Jason, is there anything you want to?
I would like to reveal that there is. I did learn that there are more than just the 2 guards outside. There are also another set of guards inside, especially as you get closer to the vault, and they rotate about every 4 hours.
Excellent.
Other thing I learned today was that the double oaked bourbon from 13th Colony that is 135.3 proof is fucking delicious.
It is very good. I have some of that as well.
And a friend sent it to me in a gamecock.
is that a
It's
chicken?
not picking up.
Oh, it's
It's
gamecock.
red. It's a gamecock
That's awesome.
for the real USC that fits a sample bottle.
I'm with you on the real USC. Don't get me wrong.
All right, hold on, because we're right at the end.
You know.
Let's just finish this off before derailing.
Finish it up.
All right.
And late.
So yeah, I know. So anyway, okay. So the Obsidian Blades, they talk to you guys and they say, okay, I think that we should get going in probably about an hour or 2. You should do anything else that you might need to do. Take a little rest, recover yourselves, and we will head out in probably about an hour to an hour and a half. If there's any last minute equipment that you need, we could probably take care of that. Arrows, whatever else you might need that you already kind of have. And we will start our episode in a couple of weeks at the entrance to the Sunstone Caverns with the Sunstone Heist.
Yeah.
Baby.
All right.
I sure hope you guys learned enough information.
With the poorly planned.
I will be watching my own replay because Cliffy does not.
I still
quite
wanted to go to
remember.
I still wanted to go to the thieves market.
Well, you were already there before, but yeah, I mean, maybe at some point. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us here on Dungeons and Drams. This is going to be fun. Again, we will probably reconvene. I think it's going to be the 10th of July. July 10th will be our next episode. But look for other stuff coming out on the channel between now and then. I'm sure I'll be putting some more stuff out. Cool. Anything that you guys want to add before we sign off for the night?
I don't know how I feel when Bill sighs at the end of the night. It's always is it like a, oh, you guys did nothing I planned, or like a, I can't with you guys. I
Right.
can't.
No, it's usually more of a
You
sigh
could have
of
gotten
relief.
so much more useful stuff. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
we always have the option to fight our way through.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
clearly did not learn enough information, and
I guess not.
a bunch of snakes are going to kill all of us.
No, just you. Just you.
It's going to be
We
like
haven't
Indiana
heard
Jones with
anything
the
about
boulder,
this.
except a big ball of snakes.
No talk of snakes from any of the information, so that's what's coming.
Definitely snakes.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, have a great rest of your night, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy 4th.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Happy 4th.